Have you ever wondered what would happen if a small animal decided it was not afraid of anything? Imagine standing face to face with a lion, a predator that can weigh more than 200 kilograms, a creature with powerful jaws and incredible strength. Most animals would run away immediately, but there is one animal that does something completely different. It moves forward, it attacks, it refuses to surrender. This animal is not the biggest. It is not the fastest. It does not have sharp teeth like a lion or the size of a bear, but it has something even more powerful, an unbelievable level of courage and survival ability. This is the honey badger, a small animal that has become famous around the world for one simple reason: it does not know when to give up. Today, we will discover why predators respect this creature, how it survives against dangerous enemies, and why scientists continue to study this unusual animal. Because sometimes the strongest creatures in nature are not the biggest ones. The honey badger, also known as the ratel, lives in Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. Its scientific name is Mellivora capensis. At first glance, it does not look like a dangerous animal. It has a small body, short legs, and a unique black and white color pattern. Most adults are around the size of a small dog. They usually weigh between 9 and 16 kilograms. Compared to lions, leopards, and other large predators, the honey badger looks almost harmless. But appearances can be extremely misleading in the wild. Many animals survive because they look dangerous. The honey badger survives because other animals learn a very important lesson: never underestimate it. The first thing that makes the honey badger special is its incredible body. Its skin is one of the toughest among mammals. The skin is thick and loose, allowing the honey badger to move even when another animal grabs it. This gives it a huge advantage during fights. A predator may think it has already won, but suddenly the honey badger can turn around and defend itself. It is like trying to hold a jacket while the animal inside can still move freely. This unusual adaptation makes it extremely difficult for predators to control, but strong skin is only one part of its survival system. The honey badger also has powerful claws designed for digging. These claws allow it to create underground shelters, search for food, and escape danger. It can dig through hard ground surprisingly quickly. While many animals depend on speed to survive, the honey badger depends on determination. It searches for insects, small animals, birds, eggs, and even dangerous prey. But one food source made this animal especially famous: honey. The honey badger has a special relationship with honeybees. It can break open beehives and tolerate thousands of angry insects trying to defend their home. However, honey is not the only reason it became legendary. The most impressive part of its story is what happens when it meets one of nature's deadliest weapons: venomous snakes. For many animals, a snake bite means the end. A cobra or other venomous snake can kill creatures much larger than itself, but the honey badger has developed a remarkable resistance to some snake venoms. This does not mean it is completely immune. A dangerous bite can still affect it, but compared with many other animals, the honey badger has a much higher chance of surviving. There have been observations of honey badgers being bitten, becoming temporarily weakened, and later recovering. This ability gives it a huge advantage. Instead of avoiding dangerous prey, the honey badger can sometimes turn the danger into a meal. But surviving snake venom is not the only reason why the honey badger became famous. The real reason is much more surprising. It is the way this small animal reacts when it faces danger. Most animals have a simple survival rule. If something bigger and stronger appears, run. A small animal running away from a lion is not weakness. It is nature. Running means survival, but the honey badger follows a completely different strategy. It does not always try to escape. Sometimes it decides to fight. Across Africa, there are many predators that could easily overpower a honey badger. Lions, leopards, hyenas, powerful birds of prey. But these animals have learned something important. The honey badger is not an easy meal. A predator may win against many animals without a problem, but fighting a honey badger can cause serious injuries. And in the wild, even a small injury can become dangerous. A damaged tooth, an injured eye, a wounded leg. For a predator, every injury can reduce its ability to hunt. This is why many experienced predators choose their battles carefully. Sometimes the smartest decision is not winning a fight. It is avoiding an unnecessary one. One of the most interesting things about the honey badger is its intelligence. Many people think it is only aggressive, but aggression alone does not create a successful survivor. The honey badger is also extremely curious and clever. It remembers locations where it can find food. It can open difficult objects. It searches different environments to find new opportunities. This ability to adapt is one of the biggest reasons it has survived for millions of years. Nature does not always reward the strongest. Sometimes it rewards the animal that can solve problems. The honey badger is also famous for its incredible digging abilities. Its claws are not made for fighting only. They are tools. A honey badger can create underground tunnels where it rests, hides, and protects itself. These shelters help it survive extreme temperatures. During the hottest parts of the day, underground areas provide protection from the heat. At night, the honey badger becomes more active. This lifestyle allows it to avoid some dangers and search for food more safely. But perhaps the most interesting relationship in the honey badger's world is with another animal, the honey-guide bird. For many years, people have told stories about honey badgers working together with these birds. The idea is simple. The bird finds a bee nest and guides the honey badger toward it. The honey badger opens the nest, eats the honey, and leaves some leftovers for the bird. It sounds like a perfect partnership. However, scientists still debate how common this behavior actually is in the wild. Some observations support the relationship. Others suggest the story may be more complicated. And this teaches us something important about nature. Sometimes the truth is even more interesting than the legends. Another reason the honey badger is successful is because of its diet. Many animals specialize in one type of food. Some predators only hunt large animals. Some birds only eat fish. Some insects only eat plants. But the honey badger is different. It is an opportunistic eater. This means it takes advantage of whatever food is available. It can eat insects, small mammals, birds, eggs, reptiles, roots, fruits, and of course, honey. This flexible diet gives it an advantage when conditions become difficult. When one food source disappears, the honey badger simply finds another. But there is something even more fascinating. The honey badger does not just survive because of its body. It survives because of its attitude. In the wild, fear controls many animals. Fear tells them when to hide, when to run, when to avoid danger. But the honey badger has developed a reputation for doing something unusual. It challenges threats instead of immediately escaping. This behavior made it one of the most famous animals on the internet. Videos of honey badgers facing snakes and larger animals have attracted millions of viewers around the world. People are amazed because they see something that feels impossible, a small creature acting like it has no fear. But is the honey badger really fearless? The answer is more complicated. It is not that the honey badger feels no fear. Fear is a natural part of survival. The difference is that the honey badger has adaptations that allow it to take risks other animals cannot. Its body protects it. Its intelligence helps it. Its behavior gives it confidence. Together, these qualities create one of the most unusual survivors on Earth. Throughout history, the honey badger has become one of the most famous animals on Earth. Not because it is the biggest, not because it is the fastest, but because it has something that many larger animals do not have: a reputation built on survival, a reputation built on refusing to surrender. But behind the legends and internet videos, there is a real animal that has spent millions of years adapting to some of the hardest environments on the planet. One of the biggest reasons people became fascinated by honey badgers is their relationship with larger predators. There are many stories about honey badgers fighting lions and chasing away much bigger animals. But the reality is more interesting than the myths. A honey badger is not looking for fights with lions. It understands danger. A lion is still a powerful predator that can easily kill a honey badger. The difference is that the honey badger is extremely difficult to intimidate. When threatened, it does not behave like an easy target. It shows aggression. It protects itself, and it makes predators think carefully before attacking. In the wild, confidence can sometimes be as important as strength. Leopards are another example. Leopards are expert hunters. They are fast, powerful, and extremely skilled. Many animals have almost no chance when a leopard attacks, but a honey badger creates a difficult situation. A leopard wants an easy meal. It does not want a dangerous battle that could leave it injured. This is one of the greatest lessons from the honey badger. Survival is not always about being stronger than everyone else. Sometimes survival means making others decide that fighting you is not worth the risk. Another fascinating part of the honey badger story is its relationship with humans. For many years, people living near honey badger habitats have respected and feared this animal. Farmers sometimes see them as a problem because they can destroy beehives or search for food near human areas. But scientists see something different. They see an incredible example of adaptation. An animal that can live in deserts, forests, and grasslands. An animal that can change its behavior depending on its environment. An animal that continues surviving despite many challenges. The honey badger also teaches us something important about nature. When people imagine dangerous animals, they usually think about size. They think about lions, bears, crocodiles, sharks. But nature does not always work that way. Some of the most impressive survivors are animals that look ordinary, animals that do not appear powerful at first. The honey badger proves that survival is not only about physical strength. It is about adaptation, intelligence, determination, and using every advantage you have. However, there is one final question. Why did this small animal become such a symbol of fearlessness around the world? The answer is simple. Because humans recognize something unusual when they see it. The honey badger represents the idea that size does not decide everything. A small creature can challenge a much larger world. It can survive in difficult conditions. It can continue moving forward when most animals would retreat. That is what makes the honey badger unforgettable. The animal that walks through dangerous environments. The animal that faces venomous snakes. The animal that can survive encounters with powerful predators. The animal that shows us one of nature's most important lessons. Strength is not always measured by size. Sometimes the smallest creatures have the biggest courage. And that is why the honey badger remains one of the most fascinating survivors on Earth.